Also, can I just... I'm curious. Because I'm sure there's lots of fucking fan theories about how Brian became an upper echelon FBI agent. But it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Because Brian's track record is not great. Before he flipped on Tanner in Fast and the Furious, the first movie... This is going to get weird, referring to all these different movies. He was not a great cop to begin with. He was really fucking shady. But then, he flips on Tanner and Bilkins, who, by the way, was an FBI agent. And so he caused a lot of problems for the FBI, technically. I mean, Dom stopped robbing trucks in the US, but he didn't also arrest Dom. So there was probably some kind of fallout, right? But then he does a job for the FBI, and suddenly his record is clean. But why would the FBI be like, yeah, we can hire him now? It's all water under the bridge. Either Bilkins did him some favors, or that shop, him and Tyrese, I'm confusing actors' names and characters' names, him and Rome were supposed to be putting together, just didn't work out. There's some gaps. Speaking of gaps, also, nah, it's okay. Brian, you can just shoot him. It's America.
Got over 500 already.
Part's insignificant. Sounds like another jerk-off to me.
But if he's insignificant, then how did Brian confirm he's the person who vets street racers to mule drugs? That seems pretty important. But then also, how did Letty end up... Did she go through that same process? Like, if Brian was running Letty, and Letty successfully became a courier, wouldn't Brian already have that information? Oh. Why did you arrest my ex, you fucking dick?
This is Forsyth and evidence. I need Stasiak down here right away to sign some greenies.
Is he doing that to get him out of the room so he can talk to Mia?
Down to 50 or so David Parks. What I'd like you to do is run the make and model on each one of them. All right?
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
He narrowed it down to 50 guys, and now he's running their cars, I guess, their registration. He'd be out of luck if he was in St. Louis. Half the fucking cars here aren't registered or insured. Does she know the history between Brian and her? Like, how is she, like, shaking her head knowingly?
Hey, Tyler, we got a transfer.
What?
You want to come with me?
Don't talk like that. That makes me uncomfortable. I'm not sure why.
I lied to you. I lied to Dom. I lied to everybody. That's what I do best. That's why the feds recruited me.
Is it? I'm pretty sure that's not true. Also, you literally, probably illegally, got your ex-girlfriend out of the office for that worthless conversation?
She was running for this guy Braga and things went bad. Now let me do my job and bring him up.
Why would you give Dom that information? Like, as a cop, you're trying to bring down apparently one of the biggest threats to national security, or however he worded it. So you don't want any unnecessary wild cards or factors you can't control, like Dom. So why would you give Dom any information that could lead to that becoming a problem?
Connor! What you want,
Jesus Christ. Totally reasonable discussion.
Stasiak, go get yourself cleaned up.
What? He hit me first!
This isn't the Cub Scouts!
He hit me first. But also, Brian did everything wrong here. Why is Brian the golden boy? I don't get it.
Our newest informant, Mr. David Park, has been kind enough to get us into the race. O'Connor, you're up.
Why? The last time you had someone go undercover, you had him go undercover as a street racer, it went very badly. Brian's like, God damn it. I gave him information that led him to this, and I'm annoyed that he's here. Brian!
You're under arrest for distribution of meth.
Twice never touched that bro.
Dwight has now. You know that's never gonna stick, right?
Yeah, it's not supposed to.
It's just Brian is such a terrible cop. It's just police. In the Fast and the Furious, there are no good guys. Interesting. I guess Brian's gotta not look like an undercover cop, so he's gotta kind of blend in somehow, so he's like, I'm gonna go play pool. But if I did that, it would be really bad, because I suck at playing pool.
Too bad about Dwight. Having the feds raid your house the same night you make the team.
Brian, on the list of things that you shouldn't say out loud as an undercover cop is you shouldn't bring up the guy you arrested so that you had an opening to be here. That's probably pretty close to the top.
It's to stop someone from telling them you're a cop.
Said that out loud too. So granted, it's amazing they're even having a conversation with all this music playing anyways, because I've been to a few clubs. I hated it every time. You can't hear what people are saying. So I guess maybe this is realistic. I don't know. Might be the most realistic thing in this movie, even though we can still hear them just fine.
Probably the same thing that's keeping me from telling them why you're really here.
They know why you're here. They don't, but they do. Because they know who Dom is. I like how they're both doing their own way of investigating. He goes looking around and he finds the garage of cars. Brian, what does Brian find? Why is it so fucking blue there? It seems like drawing attention like this is unnecessary. Like, I'm the head of like a multi-billion-dollar criminal organization. My drivers will drive fast when I tell them to drive fast. Otherwise, they don't get fucking pulled over because that's a bit of a flight risk.
You running there?
Brian, you're slacking.
It was under your nose the whole time. And Braga's escaped. Toretto's heading south, probably long across the border by now. You have any idea the kind of trouble you're in, O'Connor?
Brian's done this before. The fact that you've allowed him to do this a second time is entirely on you, you bunch of nuts.